Welcome back to our how-to series on the Climatiq Excel add-in. In the previous video, I showed you how to navigate the add-in, as well as make some calculations in one of our pre-built Climatiq templates. But what if you want to make the calculations in the files where your data already lives? In this video, I'll be walking you through how to make calculations in your own file of business activity data. Let's start by opening up any file of business activity data on your device. I have a table of data from a recent company offsite that I want to calculate the carbon footprint from. In this example, we'll calculate emissions from business travel using spend-based data. The next step is to browse the Formulas tab to see if there's a formula fitting this use case. We can see that there's a travel section, which seems to be a fit for what we're calculating. Out of the travel options, there's also a spend-based formula, so let's go ahead and use that one. Importantly, we first need to check the inputs required to perform the calculation. From this, we can decide whether we need to maybe restructure or add extra details to our business activity data. In this example, we already have the spend type, amount, currency, location, and year. However, it's important to check that the spend codes that we use at our company are the same as the accepted Climatiq spend types. We can have a quick look at the documentation to see what inputs are accepted in the formulas. In this case, we can see that the possible spend types are air, road, rail, sea, and hotels. Let's take a moment to update our internal spreadsheet to these spend types. Now we're ready to start calculating. In an empty column, we can add our relevant formula by clicking the equal sign on our keyboard, which brings up a list of possible formulas. Or for quick application, we can press the Insert Formula button in the task pane. Now it's time to input our business data into the Climatiq formula. We select the spend type, amount, currency, location, and year. We close off with a bracket and hit Enter on our keyboard. Within a few moments, the formula returns carbon estimates. Before reviewing the outputs, I always recommend clicking the Add Header button in the task pane to label the columns, which makes it a bit easier to interpret the results. Looking at the outputs, we see the emission estimates in kilograms of CO2 equivalent, along with the full emission factor audit trail. This always consists of the name of the emission factor, along with the source, year, region, and a unique ID code, which represents the exact factor used in the calculation. To make use of the ID, I suggest watching our video on adding enriched audit trails to your outputs. We also have a notices column which will outline if there were any deficiencies or assumptions made in the calculation. To make the calculation for all of the business data you have in the sheet, pull down on the formula and apply it to all of the rows. You've now learned how to use the Climatiq Excel integration directly in your own file of business data. To learn how to use other Climatiq formulas, you can watch the next videos in our Excel How-To series. I'll see you in the next video.